is design of cantilever slab. Okay, before going to the design of cantilever slab, okay, we will see what do you mean by cantilever slab, what will be the example for that. Okay, cantilever slab, best example for the cantilever slab is chedjas and balcony slabs. Okay, these slabs are free at one end and fixed at the other end. Okay, they need reinforcement at the top. Okay, since the cantilevers are subjected to vertical downward loads, tension is at top. Okay, see, one end is fixed and the other end is free. This is what your cantilever B. Okay, how it is going to bend after the application of the load. Okay, the beam get deflected in the downward direction in this way. Okay, so the reinforcement you are going to provide it at the top. Okay, due to application of the load, the beam get deflected in the shape. Okay, usually the reinforcement for the cantilever portion will be provided at the top, that is at the tension phase. Tension will be at the top. Okay, the reinforcement you are going to provide at the top. Okay, and also in cantilevers, moment reduces to zero at the free end. At this portion, the moment it reduces to zero at the free end, and hence the thickness of cantilever slab, it may reduce gradually towards free end. You can observe in a CABPD drawing, okay, they have drawn, that is the chedja portion. Okay, when it reaches to the free end, its thickness get reduces. Okay, wait, I will show you. In this way, the thickness get reduced. Okay, usually the maximum thickness, sorry, that is the minimum thickness you are going to provide at the free end, it is 75 mm. Okay, the design, everything, it is same as such of what? That is one way simply supported slab. Only the slight changes it will be there. Okay, no theoretical part and all. You understood? Best example for cantilever slab, it is what? Your chedjas and balcony slab. Okay, in case of cantilever means one end is fixed and other end is free. When you apply the load, okay, it get deflected in the downward direction. The tension will be at the top for the cantilever portion. That's why the reinforcement, it is, you are going to provide at the top. Okay, in case of lintel or the chedja, okay, the thickness of the slab gradually, okay, at the fixed end it will be more. When it reaches the free end, the thickness it gets reduced. Minimum thickness at the free end, it is what? That is 75 mm. Okay. In the design, the following points you need to be noted. Okay, that is for UDL. For UDL, the design moment or the ultimate moment for the cantilever portion, it is given by WL square divided by 2, and the shear force it is given by VU into L W into L. Okay, and span by effective depth ratio for the cantilever portion, it is 7. It is in page number, I will show you. It is in the page number 37 of IS 456. I will show you. Okay. Next, you need to design, that is the main reinforcement as well as the anchorage length or the development length you need to calculate. We will see directly, we will move on to that problem. Okay, this is the basic concept, you should know this. Okay. We will see now problem. Take down problem, design, design a cantilever balcony, design a cantilever balcony slab projecting 1.2 meter from a beam adopt a live load of 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. Use M20 and Fe415 steel. Okay, take down solution. First thing, write down the given data. The first step, write down the given data. Observe here, you need to design cantilever balcony slab which is projecting 1.2 meter from a beam. Okay, adopt a live load of 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. Use M20 and Fe415 steel. Write down the given data. FCK value they have given. It is 20 Newton per mm square. Okay, and Fy they have given 415 Newton per mm square. And the live load they have given 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, and the length of that beam they have given, that is the L value, 1.2 meter. That is the length. Okay, this is the given data. The first step 1, that is depth of slab. Okay, that is from page number 37 of IS 456. For cantilever. See here. The basic values of span to effective depth ratio for span up to 10 meter. For cantilever, that is L by D ratio, it is 7. Okay, for simply supported, it is 20. For continuous, it is 26. But in our case, it is what? Cantilever, L by D ratio is what? 7. Okay, write down. For cantilever, L by D equals to 7. Substitute L value, it is 1.21200 divided by D, that will be equal to 7. Then D you will get it as 171.428 mm. Okay, then you round it off to 175 mm. Then your effective depth will be 175 mm. This is what your effective depth. Okay, next you need to calculate. That is overall depth. Assume effective cover. D dash equals to 25 mm. Calculate overall depth. That will be effective depth plus effective cover. Effective depth, that is 175 plus effective cover, it is 25. Then overall depth, it will be 200 mm. That is capital D equals to what? 200 mm. This is what your effective depth. Okay. See, I said in case of Chedra and all, from the fixed support, the depth it get reduced up to the free hand. Okay, write down that the depth D, that is the capital D, may be gradually reduced to minimum it is 75 mm, up to 100 mm you can consider. May be gradually reduced to gradually reduced to gradually reduced to gradually reduced to 100 mm. Gradually reduced to 100 mm. Okay. Next step, that is step number 2, load calculations. Next step, step number 2, load calculation. Step number 2, load calculation. Load calculation. First is what? The self weight. Self weight you should consider is average load taken as UDL. Okay, it's taken as UDL. Consider the average load. Okay, it is given by at the fixed support, the depth of the beam, it is what? Overall depth of the beam, cantilever beam, that is the slab, it is 0.2 plus at the free end, it is what? 0.1. Average you need to consider. Okay, that is the depth multiplied by width into to the length 1 meter multiplied by its density. Okay, see if we consider, okay, at this portion, sorry, in this way. At this portion it is 200 and at the free 100 depth it is what? 100 mm. So at the free end it is 0.2. Sorry, at the fixed end it is 0.2 and at the free end the depth it is 0.1. Average I've considered multiplied by width you need to consider it as for 1 meter and the length it is 1 multiplied by its density. Okay, you will get it as 3.75 kilonewton per meter square. Got it right? At the fixed support, depth it is 200. When it reaches at the free end, the depth it reduces gradually, and that depth it is what? 100 mm. In the last previous step, we wrote it. Average of these two depth you need to consider. Okay, that is 3.75 kilonewton per meter square, and the finishing load, assume it as 1 kilonewton per meter square. 1 kilonewton per meter square. And the live load they have given, that is 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, then calculate total load. You will get it as 7.25 kilonewton per meter square. This will be your W. This is what your W. Next is what you need to calculate design load or the factored load, that is WU. That W should be multiplied by partial factor of safety, that is 1.5. Then you will get it as 10.875 kilonewton per meter square. Okay. Next is what? You need to calculate design moment, that is MU. Design moment, MU. For the cantilever, you need to keep it in mind, that is WU L square divided by 2. Okay, that is WU is what? 10.875. L is nothing but your length of the beam, that is 1.2 whole square divided by 2, that is MU, you will get it as 7.83 kilonewton meter. This is what your MU. Okay. Next, calculate design shear. Design shear VU. It is given by WU into L. That will be equal to 10.875 into L value is 1.2. Then VU will get it as 13.05 kilo Newton. This is what your VU. Okay. Next step is check for depth. Only changes here is design moment equation and the shear force equation for the cantilever slab. Rest all the thing it is same. Okay. Next step, that is check for depth. Check for depth. For given grade of steel, that is Fe 4 and 5, the limiting moment of resistance, it is given by 0.138 FCK BD square. MU is what? You calculated, that is 7.83 kilonewton meter. Okay, that is 7.83 into 10 to the power of 6 equal to 0.38. FCK value is 20. Width it is 1000 multiplied by D square. Calculate the D value. Okay, you will get it as 53.26 mm. What depth you have calculated, that is what your required depth. That required depth, it should be compared with your depth provided. Depth provided is what? 175 mm. So depth required is less than depth provided, that is 175 mm. 175 mm. Therefore, hence, okay. Hence, okay. Next step, that is step number 3, that is reinforcement. Reinforcements. Okay, first you calculate limiting moment of resistance, whether you need to check it out whether it is under reinforced section, that is whether you need to design it as simply reinforced section or doubly reinforced section. You know that for given Fe 4 and 5, the limiting moment of resistance is given by 0.138 FCK BD square. Okay, that is 0.138 into FCK, it is 20, width it is 1000, and the depth it is 175 square. Calculate the MU limit. MU limit. Okay, you will get it as 84.52 kilonewton meter. This is what your MU limit. So compare MU with MU limit. MU is 7.83 is less than what? 84.52. So therefore, MU is less than MU limit. MU limit, that is 7.83 83 kilonewton meter is less than 84.52 kilonewton meter. Kilonewton meter. So section is designed as singly reinforced section. Singly reinforced section. Singly reinforced section. Okay. Once it is decided, next step is what? You need to calculate AST. Okay. Using that equation, that is mu equal to, it is in page number 96 of IS 456.87 Fy AST into D into 1 minus AST into Fy divided by BD FCK. Substitute the value, that is 0.87, mu is 7.83 into 10 to the power of 6, okay, 0.87 into Fy is 4.5, AST into D value is 175 into 1 minus AST value, you need to calculate it. This is mu equation, substitute all the value. AST into 415, B value is 1000 into D value is 175, FCK value it is 20. You will get it. Quadratic equation in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. Then calculate AST value. You can check it out later. You will get it as 125.80 mm square. This is what your AST. 125.80 mm square. Okay. Once you calculate the AST, next you need to calculate AST minimum. AST minimum. AST minimum is given by what? For given Fe415, AST minimum will be 0.12 percentage of gross area. 12 percentage of gross area. Okay. That is 0.12 percentage of gross area. It is B into D value. Substitute it 0.12 divided by 100 multiplied by width it is 1000, depth it is 200. Okay. Calculate AST minimum. AST minimum, or that is for AST for distribution steel, that will be equal to, okay, that is you will get it 240 mm square. Okay, providing 8 mm dia bars, calculate small AST, that is pi into 8 square divided by 4. You will get it as 50.26 mm square. Then small AST will be 50.26 mm square. This is what your AST. Okay, once you calculate small AST, calculate the spacing. It is given by small AST, capital AST multiplied by its 1000. Small AST is 50.26 divided by capital AST you calculated 125.80 multiplied by 1000. Calculate the spacing, you will get it as 399.56 mm. Okay. You need to check for maximum spacing. Okay. As per IS codal recommendation, spacing should not exceed. As per code, spacing should not be greater than 300 mm. So, therefore, adopt spacing equals to 300 mm center to center. Okay. Therefore, providing 8 mm dia bars at 300 mm center to center, 300 mm center to center as main bars. Next, calculate spacing for distribution bars. Spacing for distribution, C are the distribution bars. It is S equals to same equation, small AST, capital AST into 1000. That will be equal to small AST is same dia, consider it 50.26 divided by AST is 240 multiplied by 1000. Okay, you will get the spacing as 209.41 mm. Okay, reduce that spacing to, that is 200 mm center to center. Okay, therefore providing 8 mm dia bars, 8 mm dia bars at 200 mm center to center as distribution state. This is what your spacing you have adopted. Okay. Got it? Rest of the thing it is same as such of previous design, that's all. Nothing changed in that. Next step number 4. Step number 4, that is check for shear. Check for shear. Okay. Design shear you calculated, that is 13.05 kilonewton. This is what your shear force value, design shear force value. First you calculate nominal shear stress, that is tau V equal to VU divided by B into D value. It is in the page number 72 of IS 456. You're already familiar with that. That is 13.05 kilo. It is 10 to the power of 3 divided by B value. It is 1000 and the D value it is 175. Calculate the tau V. You will get it as 0.074 Newton per mm square. Once you calculate the tau V, calculate the percentage of tension reinforcement, that is PT value, that is 100 AST divided by B into D value. That is 100 multiplied by AST value, it is 125.80 divided by B value is 1000, D value is 175. Calculate the percentage of tension reinforcement. You will get it 0.071 percentage. Okay. For this 0.71 percentage, calculate that is tau C value, that is in the page number 73, that is table 19 of IS 456. Okay. See here. Table 19, okay, that is tau C value. PT value is what? 0.071 percentage. 0.071 percentage is what? Less than 0.15. If it is less than or equal to 0.15, okay, you need to consider given grade of concrete, it is M20. For that, it is 0.28. Okay, that is tau C value, it is 0.28 Newton per mm square. Okay, for especially for the slab, tau C value should be multiplied by a factor, that is the K value. Okay, that is for slabs. For slabs, tau C will be equal to tau C into K value. You need to calculate this K value. K value, it is that constant value. It is in page number 72, clause 40.2.1.1. Observe here. See here. For solid slabs, the design shear strength for concrete shall be tau C into K, where K as the values given below. For given overall depth of the slab, okay, 300 or more, the K value is 1. If it is 275, it is 1.05. If it is 250, overall depth of the slab, it is 1.10 K value. If it is 225, it is 1.15. If it is 200, 1.20. For 175, it is 1.25. If it is 150 or less than that, it is 1.30. Okay, keep it in mind while applying the check for the shear for the slabs. Okay, you need to multiply the tau C by this K value. K value you will get it from this table. Okay, but in your case, overall depth is what? That is 200 mm. For that 200 mm, the K value is given by what? 1.20. If not, means you need to do interpolation. Okay, if you're not get, if the overall depth you got it as 190 mm, it is going to lie between 175 and 200. You need to interpolate it and you need to calculate, that is the K value. But in this case, overall depth it is what? At 200 mm. For that K value is 1.20. Calculated, substituted, tau C value calculated, that is 0.28 into 1.20. Then tau C value will get it as 0.336 Newton per mm square. This is what your tau C value. Keep it in mind, for the slabs, you need to multiply tau C by the K value. That is the constant. Compare now tau V and tau C value. Compare tau V and tau C value. Tau V is less than tau C. So therefore, shear reinforcement not required. Shear reinforcement not required. Shear reinforcement not required. Okay, got it? Shear reinforcement not required. Next, step number 5. Step number 5. Development length or anchorage length. Development length or anchorage length. Same formula, you're already familiar with that. That is page number 42. Page number 42 of IS 456 clause 26.2.1. You know that development length LD will be equal to sigma S into phi divided by 4 into tau BD. Sigma S is nothing but what? 0.87 Fy into phi divided by 4 into tau BD value. Tau BD value is what? Bond stress for different grade of concrete. Okay, it is in page number 43. That is the table 26.2.1. It is available. Substitute the value now. Substitute the value. That is 0.87 into F15, that is 4 on 5. Phi value is 8 divided by 4 into tau BD value. I will show you page number 42. See here, development length of the bar, it is given by LD equal to phi into sigma S divided by 4 into tau BD. Tau BD, it is available in this table. Grade of concrete, for different grade of concrete, bond stress they have given. Tau BD, for given grade of concrete in our problem, it is M20. Tau BD is what? 1.2. Take down. That is 1.2. Then LD will be equal to 601.75 mm. This is what your LD value. This is LD value. Okay. Next is what? That is check for deflection. Step number 6. Step number 6. Check for deflection. Check for deflection. Okay, now to apply the check for the deflection, first calculate, that is L by D max. L by D ratio, that is the max, that is, it is given by L by D max equals to what is the L by D max ratio? That is 7 into modification factor. Okay, that is 7 into modification factor, that is K1, K2 as well as K3 value. K2 and K3 value will be equal to 1. Okay, then L by D max will be equal to 7 into K1. Okay, K1 you need to calculate it. Okay, in order to calculate that K1, you know that Fs value is given by, that is 0.58 Fy into AST required divided by AST provided. Okay, that will be equal to substituted 0.58 into 4 on 5 multiplied by AST required is 125.80 divided by AST provided AST provided, you need to calculate it. How are you going to calculate AST provided? That will be equal to small AST divided by spacing into 1000. Small AST value is 50.26. Spacing you adopted, that is 300 into 1000. That will be equal to 167.53 mm square. Substitute here 167.53 and Fs value you will get it as 180.74 Newton per mm square. Okay, once you calculate Fs value, okay, PT value for given PT equal to 0.071 percentage. Okay, observe in that figure 4, page number 38, I think. One second. I will show you. Page number 38. Okay, Fs value is 180.74. Okay, observe in this table, calculate the modification factor. PT value is 0.071. Okay, 0.1 it will be here. Okay, 0.07 approximately here. Okay, and your move upward direction and your Fs value is 180. Okay, 180 means approximately here it will be 0.07. Okay, anywhere the curve when it starts, right, here it will be, observe this stretch. Okay, see here it will be K1. 0.071 means approximately here it is going to lie. Move in the upward direction and 180 curve, it is 190 curve. 180 it will start up here and it is going to start at this portion, that is 2.0. Then K1 will be your 2.0. When it extends beyond this curve, restrict that value to 2. Okay, take the modification factor, that is 2 itself. If the curve, if it extends beyond this 2 value, the maximum value itself it is 2. Then take that K value as 2 itself. Okay, in this case, the K1 value it is 2.0. Substitute that value, that is L by D max. L by D max will be equal to 7 into 2, that will be equal to 14. Then calculate L by D provided. L is what? 1200, 1.2 meter. Depth it is 175 and calculate it. You will get it 6.85. Okay, 6.85. Compare L by D max with L by D provided. That is, write down the statement. Therefore, L by D provided is less than L by D max, hence safe against deflection. Hence safe against deflection. Safe against deflection. Hence safe against deflection. Next, the last thing it is what? Reinforcement details. Okay, everything it remains same, nothing changed. As such of, it remains same, the procedure, everything as such of previous problem. That is one way continuous slab. Okay, check for shear and check for deflection, everything it is same. Okay, last is what? Your reinforcement details. Observe in this figure. See here, the depth of the beam, it get reduced to 100 mm. The reinforcement you are going to provide at the top, that is the main bar. Main bar dia, it is 8 mm dia, 300 mm center to center. And the distribution bar, 8 mm dia, 200 mm center to center. This is what your development length. Inside that beam, you are going to insert, that is what? Reinforcement. Okay. Okay, from year to year. This is what your development length. See here, you can observe the reinforcement has come here and bended, and it has extended up to downward direction, up to certain length. That length you call it as what? Development length. This is what your beam and this is what your column. Okay, this is what your reinforcement details. You are going to provide for the cantilever slab reinforcement at the top. This is what your reinforcement. Copied on the figure. Copied on the figure. Okay, any doubts? Any doubts? Let me know. Okay, this completes design of what? Cantilever slab. In the next class, I'm going to move design of one-way continuous slab. Okay. Any doubts? One small corrections in case of one-way simply supported slab. While applying the check for the shear, okay, the same way what you have applied, right? There also you need to calculate it. I made it a mistake. Check for shear is what? Tau c into K value. That K value you need to multiply. In case of that is one way while designing that is one way simply supported slab, I have not multiplied the tau c with the K value. Make a correction over there. In my notes I have done that. Okay. Okay, always for the slab, tau c will be equal to what? Tau c into K value. This K value need to multiply it. While doing that in the class, I have not mentioned it. Okay, I made it a mistake. Okay, in my notes, I have corrected it. That's why I have explained it. Okay, while applying the check for the shear.